After 50 years of hits, 4 Grammys and over 100 million record sales, music legend Lionel Richie is heading on a brand new European tour. And our Ross caught up with him to find out what it's all about.
It's so wonderful to see you.
You know what? I feel like I live over there. I've spent more time there than I have in my own house. What are you saying? Good to see you, man.
It's just wonderful to see you as always. You know, I saw you perform in Vegas. I got to chat with you then. I saw you at the Forum with that small band Earth, Wind and Fire as your support.
I mean, was that the greatest show? I mean, come on.
Oh,
I mean, I must tell you, I'm so glad you saw both.
Yeah.
The Vegas show and, of course, the arena show.
Yeah.
Because I'm bringing that energy. I think that's what needs to happen. I'm bringing that with me on this tour. That's what's going to happen.
It's say hello to the hits. You've got Ireland, you've got UK, you've got Europe, Belfast, Dublin. Then you're in Glasgow, my old hometown. I need to know, Lionel, will a kilt be worn? Will you be wearing a kilt?
Okay, so let me just tell you, there was a point, and there is a picture, there's a photograph somewhere of me in a kilt. I want you to understand this. All right? And I must admit, I had a couple of McRichies out there in the audience. I want to let you know. And of course, I have that picture somewhere. I can't guarantee that I'll have it on, but I will ask for it because that will be the highlight of the show. But remember now, when I was there last, we didn't have Instagram, we didn't have TikTok. So know that when I put that kilt on, it will go around the world.
I love it. And will you wear anything underneath it? Will you be a true Scotsman? You'll be wearing nothing. You'll go fully, I was going to say commando, but you could go fully Commodore.
Yes. Well, let me just say this to you, Ross. The answer is yes, I'll have something underneath it, okay?
No, and will you be eating haggis? I love haggis. Have you had haggis before?
Yes, I have. And you guys, let me just tell you something. You must know something. I've survived coming to these, when I say this, I mean, every time you all say, let's go out and get a drink, Lionel. Let's go out to the pub, Lionel. The only thing wrong is I can't remember coming back home. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about you guys over there. It's just that you party till you drop. That's what I'm saying.
Well, so do you. As I said, I've seen you so many times in concert now. I mean, this is, as we've said, say hello to the hits. You're at a point now where presumably you have to leave some of the hits out. You've got so many.
Well, you know what it is? I think what I do is I kind of curate in each one of these things. Like, for example, in France, I know that I could play a little bit more some other stuff. Mm-hmm. Whereas when I get over to the UK, when I get over to that area, Ireland and Scotland and stuff, it becomes really very interesting because that's the core of the Commodore stuff. That's the core of my solo stuff. So I know 2 hours worth of exactly what they need to hear because I kind of lived with that group for the longest time. They're the longest standing followers, let's say, of my career.
Everyone goes into your gigs. You see everyone's happy even before the gig starts. They're just waiting for you. When was the last time you actually had like a hard gig, you know, that you had to win over the audience? Can you even remember?
No, you know what? That's a very good question. And the answer is I can't remember. I've got to say something honestly. It's such a warm feeling. First of all, what I get as I'm walking through the town, as I'm walking off the plane, welcome home. Welcome home is the first thing I get. So it means like I'm a part of the community. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing is, everyone starts telling me a story about one of the songs. Lionel, I was married on your song. Lionel, I was engaged on your song. Lionel, that Ceylon, I got divorced on your song. You know what I mean? Everybody's got a story. And so, you know, I just think that I feel very much a part of the family, of the community. And that's the greatest feeling in the world. And it brings joy to people, you know.
Yeah,
it's really quite interesting. And now what's happening, which I can't figure out, what is the 12-year-old doing sitting in the audience singing Easy Like Sunday Morning back to me? I mean, what's going on?
It's just great. They're bringing the kids. They're bringing the grandkids. We'll talk about your new one in just a moment. Oh, actually, let's talk about it because you've got a new grandchild, a new granddaughter. Yeah.
Oh my God, she's here and she's going to be. I can say this to you right now. She has not touched the ground yet. We just keep passing her from one hand to the next hand. So somewhere around 2 years old, she'll actually touch the ground and start walking. But she's the joy. Eloise is the joy of the family right now. And we're just showing her off. She's like a brand new penny boy. We're just excited to see her. And I'm a doting pop.
I love it. Well, Lorraine Kelly, our host of the show, is become a grandmother for the first time as well. Any words of advice? What would you say from being the grandfather?
Well, I will tell you this. First of all, remember one thing. It's better now than before when we had our kids because we can always hand the kid back to the parents.
I like.
My daughter asked me a question. She said, "Dad, do you want to change her diaper?" I said, "No, I don't." Here you go, right?
And back. I love it.
Here we go, man. Thank you very much. It's so good to see you.
Oh, God. Now, when you're on stage, I mean, there are just so many hits. Please, and I want you to be as honest as you can be here. Is there one when you hear the introduction, you go, "Oh, here I go again"? Or is there one that when you hear the intro, you go, "Yeah, here I go again"? Is there one you go, "Oh"? Do you have any of those?
Well, okay. So it's really funny you would say that. I mean, there are certain songs where I'm now competing against whether I sing it or whether they're going to sing it. So we've gotten to that point in my career where they think, "Oh my God, poor Lionel, he's lost his voice." No, I haven't. I can't hear myself singing. You've got 60,000 people, you've got 80,000 people out there singing. I can't hear. So what is supposed to be a nice, quiet love song, 3 Times a Lady, Hello, is the soccer chant of life. It's like, it's one of those things, right? And then when you get down to All Night Long, it's going to be this is going to be out of the park, ridiculous, because the crowd goes nuts. But even Easy Like Sunday Morning, I mean, you would think that after all these years, it would be, okay, they might not know this. Are you kidding me? It's just as loud as All Night Long. So what I've gotten to the point now is there are no bad songs at this point because each song has a story that they resonate with what happened in their lives. And so it's either very tearful, they're crying, which means it's somebody they lost or they remember, or they're laughing hysterically because it brings back such great memories.
Oh, that's so lovely. Now, I've got to get personal with you. All Night Long, the great Lionel Richie says, it's no longer All Night Long, it's a fierce 15. I love the fact you went, it's a fierce 15. I'm a terrible 2. A fierce 15's great, Lionel.
Now, Ross, and that's me being egotistical. Okay. So I wanted to say that to you because years ago, it was Oprah Winfrey, who decided she's going to introduce me to her in her show, and she says, "Ladies, get ready. Here comes Mr. All Night Long himself, Lionel Richie." And I walk out on stage and the crowd's screaming and the girls are screaming, everybody's screaming. And I said, "Oprah, before we get started, I just want to be able to say one thing to you. The All Night Long is down to a fierce 15 minutes. Well, we had to cut the tape because we spent more of the time trying to get the crowd back from laughing. But I'm with you now. What's that great line? The older I get, the better I used to be."
Because that was great. Because remember, you would say things like, what's the secret of your great looks? It's sex, sweat, and water.
But I'm going to tell you something. That is true.
Oh, right.
I'm going to be honest with you and put all those in any combination you want. But let me tell you something. One of the things you have to have is and that is, do you like being here and doing what you do? Because you have to be passionate about something. And I must admit, I mean, what this tour does for me is I look forward to, a lot of people play tennis, a lot of people play, football, or they go and jog, or whatever the case may be. I go on stage, and for 2 hours, it is the greatest workout experience ever, where the adrenals are just wrung out by the end of the show. And so, again, it's passion. It's really wanting to be in that spot and sharing it with the people in the audience. I mean, I come to see the show the crowd is going to put on, because that's what it really is. I just bring the lights and the sound. That's all.
Are you your happiest when you're on stage? Is that when your happiest moments?
You hit it. You hit it dead on the head. What you try to find in life is what kicks off the endorphins. And a lot of times people, don't know where that endorphin button is. And it's a true thing. You find people that say, well, back when I was in college, I played football. Back when I was in school, I played rugby. Back when I was in school, that's great. But what are you doing now to get those endorphins? And it could be your grandkids, it could be your kids, it could be your marriage, whatever the case may be, your endorphins are there. My endorphins are, I can go back to my 19-year-old self in the Commodores when I walk on that stage. It is something I can't even describe to you, but it's the same adrenaline hit where you can't phone it in. That's 80,000 people out there. You cannot phone that in. You're showing up to be there, and it's really fantastic.
Your voice is sensational. Never better. Are you very much that use it or lose it? Is it every day you're singing? Do you sing your own songs in the shower?
Well, we try not to. Well, the answer is yes, I do, because when I warm up before a show, the shower is the place.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the best. The steam, the moisture is fantastic. But truthfully, when I'm off, I just need a piano or a harp or a guitar, anything, but don't bring in drums. Because once you bring in drums, my mind goes straight to stage. But overall, I must tell you, you're right. If you don't use it, you lose it. And so I think by having one tour around the world every year and a half has been the sustaining factor, because we never stop singing. Just that's the key to it.
Do you have any secrets before you go on stage? Are you a lemon and honey tea or whatever? What's the ritual?
I do have a secret, and it's not what everybody expects. What I do is I go down to the band, we get together, I go in the band's room, and I tell 3 jokes. And we're laughing hysterically, and right when we get everyone laughing hysterically, I go, let's go to the stage. So everyone thinks it's this ritual of, no, we are absolutely celebrating the funniest thing we just heard in the room. And by the way, these jokes are scandalous. But the point is, when we walk on stage, we're already laughing, and our laughter is infectious, because once they see we're having fun, it becomes a part of them out in the audience. Oh,
I remember one time chatting with you in Vegas when you brought up on your phone the Lionel Richie photograph.
I mean, that is, by the way, the next time I see you, I've got to show you my list of hello, is it tea you're looking for? Hello, is it me you're cooking for? I mean, I have got so many different variations of that. But again, that's around the world in every cuisine, is whether it's a drink, whether it's food, whether it's tea, it caught on. Ross is stuck.
I love it.
It is now around the world as a culture.
Well, I can't wait to see you in concert again. What I can't wait for, though, is the book, because I almost feel like I should do this in like a voiceover. This is what the publishers are saying. The new book, the memoir, as yet untitled, comes out September next year. An intimate, deeply candid memoir. Richie, 75, seeks to inspire all who doubt themselves or feel their dreams don't matter by chronicling lessons learned in the course of his most unlikely of success stories.
That sounds pretty good.
Sounds a great book. I love it.
Well, let me tell you what it is, because it's true. It's the unlikely story of a kid from Tuskegee, Alabama, with a dream of maybe, just maybe, I could be somebody in the world. Now, the only problem was I was too shy to do anything. I was too small to play football. I was too slow to run track. I was too short to play basketball. And the only sport I could play was tennis. And that wasn't a popular sport when I was growing up. And then I met this band called the Commodores and discovered Lionel Richie. So it's a journey. And what's going to be really it's amazing because, you know, a lot of times I always say this as a joke, but it's true. If there were ever a time in life where most of us don't have that confidence of being that baller. You know, like I knew I was a star. I was not that kid. I was as shy as you could ever imagine. I just found something that I could do. And once I found that with the Commodores, it was everybody get out the way. It was just I discovered me. And that's what this book is about.
Wow. Well, we love discovering you every single time we see you. Almost in the words of McFadden and Whitehead, ain't no stopping us now. October the 25th, the tickets go on sale all over, as I said, Ireland, UK, Europe. Go and see this man. He is simply the best. Lionel, as always, it's such a pleasure. Thanks so much for your time and have the most wonderful tour. We'll catch up with you on tour.
That's a deal. And Ross, I want to see you backstage, just like Vegas, just like LA, all right?
I'm there. Take care, pal. Lovely to see you. Take care. Bye.
Love everybody.
Bye.
Bye.